Hey, welcome back to the WeMaple video show. Today we're here with Audrey LaFleur, owner and creator of Wonderland Micropigment, a beauty clinic that offers custom and cosmetic tattoos. Audrey even has an online shop where she has her own line of beauty products. Nice. More than that, Audrey's also a mother of two children, a tremendous entrepreneurial spirit, and passionate about pursuing fitness and personal coaching. Thanks for joining us today, Audrey.
Great. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Your Instagram's pretty impressive. You have quite the journey in your fitness. You take your well-being very seriously, hey?
Well, thank you. Yes. This year I had to do some change and I wanted to put my mind into something. Something I like, I love, right? And as much as I love what I'm doing for work, but yes, and I needed this in a way to learn about myself and even with business and what I want focusing and yeah.
Was it something that did something, some people maybe have a health event or some people just want better energy or like was there something that gave you that drive to go to get to that level? Because we can bring it up on screen, but like this is no joke, like competing in female body competitions.
Well, actually, I did have some experience past in 2016. I started. I did wrong in 2015. I did NPA show, so it's a Natural Physique Association for Athletic. It started in Calgary, and that was just before my kids. So I missed that a lot, and I was kind of felt lost at the beginning of this year, and even in business or relationship. And I think self-love is as much as important. And when you take care of yourself, after everything follow up. So and I did it for my kids, for myself. I think it's important being committed to healthy lifestyle in a way, or sports that you like, or a hobby, and I needed that, like I have mentioned. Of course, it takes lots of commitment, mentally. You need to be consistent, but it's same as a business, right? If you want to succeed. Having an outcome of it, well, you have to put all your energy in it, right? So I think this is the fitness competition I got into. Takes about 3 months, but it takes more than 3 months, obviously, to be at a high level. But it's all learning. Show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. That was a big thing that I learned. And then being committed and being, being true to yourself as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you have a passion for teaching and coaching. You own your business, and then you is it that you mentor your staff, or do you have an online classroom, or what's that look like?
You talk about the cosmetic tattooing,
yeah,
about Wonderland. Well, of course, it's been 6 years actually this month. A week ago, I think it was my 6 years anniversary into the industry of permanent makeup. And I have realized that, yes, I give lots of people trust me in a way. I think I'm a great mentor in this field, but I feel it's also a life coaching way, which is I discover, which is this fitness also brought me at this conclusion about my ability to help others in many ways, and I love it. And yes, mentor or teaching is something that I like. However, because also my French and English, I might not look like this, but I still have in myself, I still have lots of work to do. I'm a little bit shy to get more into that teaching level, but it's gonna come one step at a time. Also, when I teach, I take small group. I would rather being confident and help them than takes too many, and I can manage everybody. So that's another thing that I know I'm not ready yet. But everything's gonna come. Yes, I would like make some teaching online, or gradually introduce having some sort of a video I can sell online or anything. But this part is not yet.
And we got connected. There was. Yeah, we got connected. There was a fellow Scott that worked here, and his girlfriend Bree. Did she work with for you, or was she a customer, or?
Bree, she was working with me when I started actually the store in Bankview, and she moved in Toronto to pursue her career and learning. And I think it's beautiful, also changing environment. And I think she's still doing what she's doing. So good for her.
Yeah, Scott, who was with us a few years, he's like, we're selling all our stuff and driving across the country.
Yes.
They just put their cat in the back of the car and pieced out to.
Yes.
And you have a similar story though, because you came from
That's true.
east to west, right? Like, what was that like for you? Did you?
I needed a change. Not that I was done with Quebec. But I needed, first I needed to learn my English. I knew I was stuck. So that's the thing. When you feel stuck, you need to do something. Same as this year, I felt stuck. Even if people, oh, you're successful, you have your business. There's something missing in me, and I need to work on it. And that's what I did. And it's been 10 years this year. And I just pack up my car, and I had to let go my cat, which is she's old now, but anyway, my girlfriend took over my cat, and I pack up, and I didn't have my kids, so it was just let's go. And I drove to Vancouver, and I learned my English. It took some hard time, lots of cry, lots of not giving up, and then I opened my business in Calgary 6 years ago.
So you went to Vancouver first, did you say? And then you headed back?
Actually, I stopped here, and I did my makeup artistry, special effects in Calgary.
So like Delmar or something? What's that school that does?
No, that was named, at the time, Numa. It was also a model agency.
Okay.
Related with makeup artistry, beauty. I think they are not, I don't think they are still. But my teacher, actually, she's still in the industry of special effects. She's amazing. She's also living in an island somewhere. She living the dream, but still working in the industry of movie, which is very inspiring. However, so that's the thing. I had great mentor along the way, lots of inspiration. So yes, I started here, and I opened my little studio in Turner Valley, super far, because rent was cheap. And I had my little studio. People was driving to me from Calgary getting their lashes done. And then I was like, oh, I felt stuck. And I was like, oh, I need to go to Vancouver. I need to learn makeup artistry more internationally. So I went there. And in the same car, packing up there, I did 3 months. I had also amazing mentor, and then I came back here. Actually, why Vancouver? It's because in Calgary I was speaking in French every day. So I was like, let's go to Vancouver, and in reality, Vancouver is very Anglophone, or people speak other language, but. Yeah, there's not many French people. Community, a little bit. But anyway.
So it was more... Un peu français.
Yeah.
It means a little bit of... Oui, un peu français. Does that mean, yes, I speak a little bit of French?
They don't have as much support or school here. There's huge community. So if someone wants to learn his English, I mean, it's great. But you have to get out of your comfort zone, right? So
in Vancouver, there's more people that speak French?
No, less people, yeah. So that was a good thing for me.
And you're a mother, you have 2 kids, so is it bilingual in the home, or do you speak mostly English?
Actually, it's bilingual. My kids go to French school. That's my first language, and I think it's important they learn my language, but their dad also speak English, so they are bilingual. And yes, they start French school, not immersion, French tomorrow.
Oh, wow. I read something about the development of children's brains, that if they learn a second language before the age of 10 or something, it opens up new neural pathways and they become quicker learners. Have you gotten any feedback from the teachers? Are your kids more advanced in any particular way? Or
Well, actually, a good question. I'm questioning a little bit. I mean, my son is doing really good. He's very smart, but it's very hard learning a new language. Or this week, it's all that in English and coming back. They are young, though. They are good sponge. They learn quick. But French is hard, so there's lots of work. Yes. Of course, with COVID, it has been hard on him. When you go to school and teacher has their mask or anything, right? How you can learn,
so much of it is the nonverbal,
as well.
Facial expressions, everything, yeah.
Exact. So I think it has been very a struggle for us. And then after this government now he's turning in grade 3, but in grade 2 they had no funding starting grade 2. So I had to a little bit put pressure and say, hey, we missed those 2 years. How you could see my son or ask question either, or or they miss school as well. And then after COVID, that's when you need support. And then he wasn't the only one, so they did something about it.
And he has a sibling. You have 2, right? What's the ages?
Gabe is 8 and Skylar is 4. She's 4.
Yeah.
Or she's doing really good. Things are doing really good.
Would she have been in preschool or anything?
She started preschool this year.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. It's not the same day. It's 2 weeks after.
Okay.
Maybe they want do it gradually, right? Time to
they staggered entry.
And like so many kids, yes.
The same at my kids. That for some reason they call it staggered entry, and then it's like every other Friday, and they slowly trickle them in.
Okay.
But it's kindergarten and
All
then
they are?
5 and 6 and 8.
Okay.
And so grade 3, grade 1, and kindergarten.
Okay.
But at least now, like maybe you can relate to this, is like you've got a business, right?
Yes.
Then you've got these human beings that when you initially have them, it's like food, water, shelter, sleep, and then suddenly now they have emotions.
Yes.
And then they have their own little ideas about things, and then they have school, and then they have friends, and then they have activities, and it's like we get into parenting with this initial, you're just taking care of them to keep them alive, and then as things start to progress, it's like, so how have you and plus you've got your fitness stuff on top, so how have you managed to grow your capacity to show up powerfully as a mother, show up as a business owner for your staff, and your health? So how have you kind of managed to grow your capacity with all of those things?
I think what you said it a lot, show up. And I told you, show up for yourself, right? So I have to show up for my kids. I have to be there. I have to be committed. And then into the passion you want to. So I don't, you can be sick, you can be, it's the case. You can complain, you have to do your work, you have to do it, even if you're not motivated. It's the answer, right? I mean, there's no recipe or things. You have to get up, and things has been hard in a way. I'm not perfect. I'm learning on myself as well, same as waking up at 5 a.m. There was no way before, even with the kids, I was to be up at 5. But I realized 5 a.m. is a good time, and I enjoy that. You have to love it. And so 5 a.m. I'm up. I get on my shower, coffee, vitamins, all that things, and then after I open my computer, do my business work quick, lunch, kids, let's go, next. It's always like this, keep going.
Do you have a time of day that you crashed, or do you find that you've managed now with your fitness and your diet?
The fitness, I try to do it first thing for sure. When I have the chance, it's out of your way. Sometimes it's afternoon after my clients. It's quite hard putting into the journey. But when you want something so bad, there's no excuse. You do it. But your mind has to be there for sure. So you have to work on your mind first. You have to be ready. It's hard to be ready, but that's the thing. It's not motivation, it's discipline. And I listen lots of podcasts, YouTube. I think it helps me a lot. I don't watch TV. So you have to put some sort of away. And I don't watch movie. Maybe I have Pink. I haven't watched Barbie yet, but I thought Pink was
It'll look good on the
right
it'll look good on camera.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no,
Marketing.
good pick. It's excellent.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just
Discipline.
create a routine, discipline, and
the thing that I'm hearing around you saying with discipline is like you can act your way into good thinking, but it's hard to think your way into the good action. If you were saying about your mindset or not feeling like doing it, is you can't always think your way into feeling like doing it, but if you do the action, then it'll help. Your mind will sometimes follow in the action.
So the mindset, what I had to do for that is, example, alcohol. I mean, we love all a glass of wine, right? And not that I wasn't an alcoholic, but even with pressure, business, life, you feel relief. But alcohol is poison, right? So of course it creates you a little bit of cycle, and I kind of learned of that. Actually, I had a client, she was talking to me about his dad and alcoholism, and I was like, that's right. You drink, you're fine next day, and then your emotion change, and you get the other people more sensitive, and not that, like I said, I love that, and I was like, I'm gonna put this away, and I think it helped me so much to be more not just focus, but you feel more things, you understand more, because it's clear out of your body, right? So those things help me a lot to have my mind right? It's what it is. So those little steps. Of course, after my competition, I celebrate. I had a little belly knee. Cactus Club, I craved that. That was really good.
What do you get at the Cactus Club? What's your go-to
right
dish?
After I had, I love that those ravioli.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the buttersquash.
oh my God,
Dude, so good.
Oh, so good.
They have a teriyaki chicken rice bowl that comes with this
Okay.
spicy yogurt and cilantro.
Yeah.
Oh my God, extra
So I'm
cilantro on
not
that.
too much into spicy, but I will have to try.
Yeah. Do you like cilantro?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever
I,
heard that thing about cilantro that some people you either love it or hate it, and it's something it's actually in your
the
genetics.
smell,
Well, there's the smell, but there's cilantro is a weird spice where it's in your biology whether or not you like it.
Okay.
It's like in your cells.
Well, that's the thing. Someone told me the other day, because I talk about a sauce. It's 0 calories. Actually, it's really good. They sell at Walmart. I can't remember the name. So that's little tricks you put in your food to, instead of those calories adding. And it's so good. It's cilantro base. And I don't know. I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything except spicy food.
What about butter chicken?
I love it, except it has to be mild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it doesn't react well with you, or you don't like you just don't like spicy?
No, I don't like having the mouth spicy for.
Got it. What about a Caesar?
I love it. Yes.
So back to school, you.
But I haven't had a Caesar in maybe 10 months or almost a year now.
Is that because you've been no alcohol for 10 months?
Pretty much.
And what's the point of it, like getting the Clamato if there's no vodka in it? It doesn't taste the same.
Well, it's at the time I really enjoy Virgin Caesar better than vodka.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not too much into hard alcohol.
Are you
I
a
like
celery
wine.
or a green bean in the Caesar?
Both.
Oh, you put both? Okay.
I like my Caesar really like decorative.
Have you
I
seen
love
those
that.
crazy ones that have like the chicken wings and there's like a
Yeah,
Reuben?
the crab legs.
Yeah.
I have to try. I don't think
There's
ever.
some that like
Yeah,
are
big
stacked.
burger.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
like,
think
yo,
there's a
chill out on
place
the.
This says that. Yes, I have.
Did
to.
you know the Caesar was invented here in Calgary?
Yes, I hear that, but I don't believe it.
Oh, it's true. There's a restaurant called Caesar's.
Well, I don't know. The all Caesar I had here, they are. Can I say shitty? Sorry.
Yeah.
Montreal, they have the best Caesar, and I made the best one.
Actually, I like it with olives.
But-
If I had to pick between the
I
green
love
beans,
olives too.
the green beans are a little chewy. The celery is a nice crunch, but olives, I just love a good olive.
Olives, a good shrimps, bacon. Yeah.
You were telling us or earlier in the preparation for this around the back to school time, and we've touched a little bit on balancing being a mom and a business owner, but what's this kind of period of time of back to school look like for you, managing everything that you got going on?
Actually, I really enjoyed the vacation. That was great. I had a little break, but I think I really need this routine back to school. Kids keep me as well on the go, which is I found I'm grateful for that. I'm excited for them and being back to school, get into something and help them with their French and sports. And yes, when I don't have them, I feel I'm more slow.
Yeah.
It's weird, but
100%. I have the app on the phone that tracks steps, and I sold our car for the summer to force us to walk everywhere and have them understand transit. And anyway, when I'm with them, we're like 10 to 15,000 steps a day, just out everywhere all day.
Oh, that's amazing.
When they're back at their mom's, I'm like 5,000 steps a day. It's like, what's going on here? They've got more energy than me.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of you. This is such a good thing to keep you healthy or moving, and it doesn't need many steps, but you have to step up and do change, right?
Well,
yeah.
I had to have the dramatic action of selling the vehicle to change the lifestyle. Otherwise, it's just drive everywhere.
Yes.
And they're like, Daddy, where's our car? Are we poor now? I'm like, no, we're not poor. We're just trying something. Daddy, where's our car? I'm like, sorry.
Well, if it's convenient and it's around and easy, why not, right? I think it's great. All those little things, funny things. The other day when I was at work, I saw that lady. She was working her dogs. And it was so cute. And
like
I was
a shopping cart?
Yeah, and she was kind of like, complaining a bit, like, I look ridiculous. But in my mind, I'm like, hell no. You push your dog and you walk. You don't know how many calories or steps you're doing for your body and moving and you're outside. So some people don't realize it, but then it's like, I think it's beautiful. It's great.
Yeah, walking is severely underrated.
It's
if you
like,
get out and get like 20 to 30 minutes of walking a day, it's so good.
It's beautiful. You do exercise, you move out, and both enjoy the day.
So with fitting in your workouts, do you have a gym in your home then? Or?
Well, I'm trying. That's my goal, actually, slowly, starting in the garage, something. But I have my gym. I go to Gym Movement for women. I really love it.
So you do every other week then, or do you have childcare support? Like, how do you keep your fitness consistent if you've got young kids and you have to go to work out?
I have a good child support, child care. And then the gym is on my way to work, so it's convenient. Yes. And then sometimes I have to go, when I was training a little bit more, I was to go 2 times a day. I was trying. It was very hard to fit it, but I fit it in my schedule.
And what about the rest of your well-being, like how you balance, like do you have pretty consistent sleep? Do you take any medications?
No.
And then what about diet? Do you do any intermittent fasting, or what's your regimen for your calorie intake?
Well, that's the thing. You have to learn your body. And then at some point, usually, I like to eat first thing in the morning, but then after, at the end of the day, I'm still hungry. So, I step out of my, but I have a high metabolism too, doing fitness. There's a little bit of genetic in that. It's not everybody who can tomorrow doing in 3 months or 4 months, or it takes many years. However, you have to learn your body and what works for you. So I have sometimes I learn at the end of my prep that I had to wait to eat. So I had to go to gym fast and then eat later. So I can get my calorie and I don't exceed that. But yes, to have a better result physique for this, what they ask, that was on a competition way, of course. Yes. But is that healthy? That's another thing too, right? So balance is also good, right?
Yeah, and in all life areas too, right? Like it's it can be easy to not spend enough time with friends or family, or it can be easy to forget about nature for a month, or all these different, even listening to some music that you love, and having intentional time to do those things that feed all areas. Read a book, for example. It's like so easy. Suddenly 2 months goes by, it's like, oh, I haven't been in nature, I haven't read a book, I haven't listened to any good music, haven't chilled out and watched a movie. It's like suddenly a whole quarter's gone.
Yes. It's all about timing. Timing is a thing for sure. If my time was right, and kids was at school, so I think it was easy than doing a show prep during summer or during Christmas time, right? For myself, all my family is in Quebec, so of course I'm more by myself here. So it's still hard, but easy in a way. Of course, you have to lose lots of friends reunion and say no, and that's the thing. When you want something, you can do it all for sure. So I had to tell myself, Audrey, you can't do it all. Like, slow down.
When's the last time you were back in Montreal? I know my sister, she lives in Toronto, so I was there a couple summers ago, and then it's a quick little train ride up for her from Toronto. We met in Montreal, and it's just such a beautiful city, the cobblestone streets, and it has it's got such a vibe.
Yes, I love it. Actually, I was looking to the tickets to go very soon, but with school, birthday, my son's birthday, and then I have my own project in October, and then it's just so quick. This year I had to do a pause. Actually, I've been in Montreal a lot, and I would like to go somewhere else as well, traveling, with the kids.
Yeah, because if you're looking at flights...
I invite my parents to come visit me. It's time.
Oh, nice. So there you go, Mom and Dad.
They know it.
You've been officially invited.
I told them, yes. Yeah. I'm not going to, they don't come here.
Anyway. Part of my family's a little further east in Nova Scotia, and looking at flights, especially if you have a family, it's like, well, you're gonna go, or you could go all inclusive to Mexico. Yes. It's like it's such a beautiful part of the country, but if you've got a limited time and a certain budget, it's like, where am I going to go in January out of Calgary? It's like that beach looks a little bit more inviting, hey?
Yes, and even other places. My sons love play with this, the giant world, how you call that? Sorry,
like a water park?
No, with the other country, the map.
Oh, yeah.
World map, and my son, hey, Mom, I want to go to Italy. I was like, oh, that would be nice. Right? And so, I don't know.
He's cultured at 8, hey? He's like, let's go to Italy, Mom. Yeah, nice.
He told me Australia the other day, which is I have family there. So, I went by myself when my son was 3, actually. Well, I went with my mom and aunt to go see my godfather. And I'm like, I think I could go have a visit over there, right? So, but yeah. That's the thing. It's just mommy has to save her money.
Yeah, 100%. So we kind of got reconnected. You had a hack in your website. Was that a surprising experience for you, where suddenly your website was hacked?
Well, yeah, that was the first time actually. So that was pretty weird.
It seems like something that should happen in like the 90s or something. It sounds like, well, just for your website to be hacked, we were so surprised too, because we were like, what, a hack? It had never happened before. No? It was so bizarre.
You're the specialist, because I'm still old school a little bit, so I'm still learning about GoDaddy, and or who was taking care of the website and things, and that's another part I would love to learn more. Yes.
What are you doing? Like your Instagram's quite active, and how are new customers finding you? Is it very much a word of mouth in your industry, or what's it look like?
Word of mouth. Of course, I should maybe show myself more, that's why I appreciate a lot today. But being a busy mom is also like you can be commit all the time to your phone, and it's hard. I don't know what other business doing. Other mom, they are like building their Instagram. It's beautiful. I think I have maybe to do a little bit more of this, but things are doing great. I have my people works with me as well at the shop. I'm helping them. I have 7 babies. Well, that's my babies. That's how I call them.
You have seven people that work out of your shop?
Right
oh
now.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I have to take care, right? So I have lots of work in a day.
And so out of those half dozen people, is that all tattoo work, or is that a mix of other aesthetic kind of stuff?
We are still doing lashes. I have Nastia. Actually, she's from Ukraine. And then it's been 6 months. She's been with us. She's doing amazing. It's a little bit, I found a little bit my story coming here from a new country. I think Quebec is a little bit...
little closer and less wars, but yeah.
Because I'm from French community. My English wasn't our first language or at all. You know, when I learned English at school, that was ananas, not pineapple, you know? So I had to get out of Quebec City at the time. I know it's better now, but yes. So anyway, when I moved here in Calgary, I felt she needed my support, and she's such an amazing artist. She's doing great, so I'm glad she's under an amazing business and succeeding. And learning your English as well, self-confidence, it takes lots of that.
100%. And then so with your different staff, to each one of them, would they then be responsible to have their own social media, their own kind of marketing and profile? And
I'm helping them to build them up. Some has their own dreams, you know, so after certain times, you know, they have their own space and it's life, and everybody keep growing.
And then how does that work in your business? If you have a location the way that you do, would they just be compensated when they have a customer come in, or do you have full-time staff that you pay hourly and then you're trying to get the customers, or how are they compensated? What does that look like?
No, it's more commission or rental, usually rental chair, and we go from that. Which everybody background or profile or where they are at.
And what about back in like with what happened in 2020, and you know, especially businesses like yours being basically shut down? Mm-hmm. Like, what was that like, being a young mom and business owner, new to the city? Suddenly you have to close your business. Like, it's hard enough being a business owner when times are good, but now suddenly it's like, where's my customers and my income?
Yes.
Like, can you tell us a little bit about what that impact had on you?
I've been through a lot personally as well, which is, I won't go too much in details, but before COVID, just before COVID or after, when COVID started? Sorry.
2020, beginning of 2020.
So just before, I had a car accident when I was pregnant, so things has been very rough in a way. So things has changed in a business way. Things were making more sense. I needed help, with my clients. So that's how it started. Having, hey, can you help me because I cannot work, or things like this. And then after, of course, I've been through. I had a supportive, sorry, but like. Well, it was hard. I've been through a lot. I don't know. Divorce, things like this. So, I mean, I had a wonderful nanny, though, that helped me. And then, and my people as well. And then when I was feeling better, of course, I went back and trying to do the best and not giving up. Of course, with COVID as well, being closed, that hit a lot. But I had to find a way to keep going. And actually, because I'm such an entrepreneur, I find some way, or having my eyebrow pencil label under Wonderland, or those things, lash serum, or trying to find other way.
Did you have those moments where you were like, I'm going to have to give up? Like, I'm going to close the business. Like, how did you overcome that? What did you do? Like, what?
Because, you have to be surrounded with people also who understand that that lifestyle in a way as a business owner, and it's pretty much don't give up, because the better they are there. Believe in yourself, keep going, keep doing you, keep achieving your work or anything. And
What a positive way as we kind of near a close. Where can people find you, Audrey? Tell us about your social media and your website.
yes, well, everybody can find me online on the wonderlandmicropigment.com. And I have actually my personal business is on Instagram is at Cosmetic Clinic Calgary. And the shop one is wonderland.micropigment.